This is Bill. Bill doesn't have a Valentine's gift for his girlfriend, but Bill isn't worried, because Bill knows where he can buy great gifts this Valentine's. Be smart. Be like Bill. Shop at the Hive.
Good evening and welcome to Newsbite. I'm August Graham, and in the headlines this week, the last statistical news bulletin of 2015 is released, and we look at what this means for the island while it prepares itself for the census. We speak to the pharmacy about the free over-the-counter medication trial, which they hope will continue. And in sport, we'll see the highlights from the first games of the Women's Volleyball League. Inflation has fallen according to new figures from the Government Statistics Office. The latest statistical news bulletin covers the most up-to-date figures on the island's population, arrivals and departures, and the annual rate of inflation. Hannah Durnford has been finding out what this means for you and for the island.
One of the main headlines in the bulletin was the decrease in the retail price index. This means prices have increased slower in the last quarter leading up to 2016 than they did in the year leading up to October. The prices of goods are monitored to see whether overall prices are changing on island, and if so, at what speed. Statistician Paula McLeod told us that
overall, prices are not increasing at a particularly fast rate. Okay. There are two issues at hand here. The core basket of goods that we monitor, the prices are increasing very slowly or decreasing in some areas. Okay. But on St Helena at the moment, we're also starting to see a much wider range of goods available, and they tend to be quite expensive ones. So we're not saying inflation is low, everybody can afford everything they want. Yeah. What we're saying is that those core goods are relatively stable in price.
Another headline in the bulletin was about the island's population. At the end of 2015, the population reached 4,702. On average, 4,115 of those were saints. This means a 0.8% increase in the total population, but a 1.3% decrease in the on-island population. The bulletin also gave an update on the up-and-coming census, which will be starting on the 7th of February 2016. So, what is a census? A census is a count. As this is a population and housing census, it will be a complete count of all the houses on island and all the people living in those houses. What is a census used for? The census is used to collect data which can allow the government to make evidence-based decisions. It will be used for many years ahead to make sure government are planning properly and allocating budgets correctly. What kind of questions will you be asked? Well, the sort of questions you'll be asked will include what type of household you live in, the number of rooms, facilities, and cooking and lighting. In relation to population, the Statistics Office will count age, gender, marital status, and education. Will you be asked how much money you make? The answer is no. You will not be asked your income or about your savings. This is because it is something that has been dropped recently. The US did not do it in their last census, neither did the UK. Also, the information might not always be accurate and reliable. Are the questions tailored to the island? Well, the Statistics Office will try to get a balance between getting the international comparability while making it relevant to St Helena. They will not ask you how many skyscrapers there are, for example. If you do not fill out the census form, you will be liable for prosecution under the Census Ordinance. The Statistics Office will do everything they can do to work with you to make you as happy as possible to take part.
In September last year, the government started a free trial for school children getting over-the-counter medication. Now, with the trial coming to an end, we've spoken to the pharmacist, John Woolacott, who says he hopes it will continue past the allotted 6 months.
Okay, so as the public are probably aware, previously, if they were referred either by a nurse to the pharmacy or if they just came into the pharmacy to purchase something over the counter, they would be charged regardless of whether it was for a child or regardless if that person was otherwise entitled for free prescriptions. Because if someone's having something prescribed by the doctor, if they're a child, they wouldn't be paying for it. Whereas if someone was just coming in to buy something for children over the counter without a doctor's prescription, prior to the 1st of September, they were having to pay for the items over the counter. So from the 1st of September, we've been running a trial whereby each child can have up to 2 items per month for minor ailments, for things that can be supplied over the counter by myself without a prescription from the doctor. So it was agreed for a 6-month trial, but I'm very hopeful that it will continue beyond that, but I think that's up to the Public Health Committee, so it's not a decision that I would make, but hopefully it will continue. Yeah.
Okay, so you said last month was very busy. Was this due to the viral infection that's currently going on at the moment?
Exactly, and I'm not sure if it's just one viral infection or actually possibly 2 or 3 different bugs that are circulating, because there seems to be a variety of symptoms. Some people are suffering more from diarrhea and vomiting, and other people seem to have more flu-like symptoms, so temperature, aches and chills and those kind of things, and some people seem to unfortunately have all of those symptoms. So it's been very busy because of the viral illnesses that are going around the island at the moment. Well, they are viral, so they wouldn't respond to antibiotics, so it's something that the body needs to fight on its own, but you can give symptomatic relief, so you can treat the symptoms but not the actual virus. So that might mean giving pain relief for the aches and pains, or giving you a decongestant if you're blocked up or have a runny nose. So you can alleviate the symptoms to make yourself more comfortable, but it's just a case of essentially riding it out until the body fights it off with a virus. Yeah.
Sports now. At Prince Andrew School this weekend, the Women's Volleyball League started off again. Liam Yon was there to see the games.
Kitted out in their strips, the ladies put on a great show with some good volleyball on display in the opening day. The competitive spirit could be felt by the crowds that had gathered to watch the local talent. It was 2 new teams that got off to a great start, with Good Volley Miss Molly beating the Ballsy ladies 2-0, and the St. Satas putting in an impressive display to beat the Volley Diggers in the second match by 2-0. Shara Williams of the Ballsy ladies was named the first game's Lady of the Match, with young St. Sata Chloe Thomas picking up the honour in the second. I spoke to chairperson of the WSA and St. Sata, Sinead Green, after the competition and asked how the day went.
It went really great, Liam. It really did blow me away, because practice day, we had a lot of newbies and they were a bit unsure, but today they really impressed me, and I think it's going to be a very exciting tournament.
I'm quite surprised actually to see the amount of fans that actually showed up to watch this. How does that feel for you guys, and does it encourage you?
Well, it's great, but I have to be honest, it's not as many as it used to be. It used to be well packed, and it made you nervous, but then it made you more competitive. But no, it's great, yeah.
Okay, so you're here talking to me, sporting your St. Satas shirt. What can you say about your team's performance today?
No, I'm so proud of the team. Honestly, Chloe Thomas, she had Lady of the Match. She's on our team. So it's a great start, and let's hope it keeps up.
The local cricket league also continued last weekend, with St. Paul's B picking up the win over the Jamestown Zodiacs, and the level with Rebels coming out victors after a tight affair with Western B Warriors. St. Matthew's Alliance roared on with victory over the Western A Mustangs, with reigning champions Levelwood All-Stars dominating once again to beat the Sandy Bay Pirates. That's all from the sports desk for this week.
Well, thank you, Liam. Well, that brings us to the end of this week's Newsbite. Make sure you tune in next week. Until then, I'm August Graham, and thank you all very much for watching. Good night.
This is Bill. Bill doesn't have a Valentine's gift for his girlfriend, but Bill isn't worried, because Bill knows where you can buy great gifts this Valentine's. Be smart. Be like Bill. Shop at the Hive.